DayZ Badlands is another map that focuses heavy on temperature, and there's one thing they've hinted that they're gonna add that we've never seen before, and here I'm gonna go through exactly what it means and how they'll likely do it. If you like the video, please leave a like or a subscribe, it really helps me out. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Knock knock. Well, that's rude. So they've already confirmed that this is going to be a hot map. I mean, we could have worked that out anyway. It's a map based around a desert landscape, so we are definitely going to see some form of heat temperature there. And the great thing about this change is it doesn't require any kind of crazy overhauls to the current systems, because the current systems they implemented last year can already accommodate this kind of change to temperature. But one of the hinted changes is something to do with shadows. Now, currently in DayZ, if you spend too much time near a fire, your temperature gauge will turn yellow. You'll start to sweat. Your character will physically respond by wiping their forehead and even making a sound sometimes, and your hydration will drop considerably faster. And on a new map, this will likely affect you if you're walking around in the middle of the day under the sun without anything to protect you. So one of the systems we'll likely see is a shadow system, or a shade system, whatever you want to refer to it as, which, despite how it sounds, is actually quite a simple system to set up. Now, currently the shadow system in DayZ isn't 100% accurate. There are issues with it sometimes, but this wouldn't really require shadow per se. All you'd really have to do is draw a line from the player to the sun, and if there was anything interrupting that line or causing any kind of collision, so for example, if you put a building between you and the sun, or maybe the canopy of a tree between you and the sun, your temperature would drop and the sun would have less of a heating effect. Clouds could even lower the heat. Anything that interrupts that line is essentially something that could cool you down. And yes, there would be quite a considerable amount of maths involved depending on where you were, if the clouds were there, if you were in the shade as well as the clouds, and things sort of stack up, especially considering DayZ focuses on time of the year, time of the day, and all these can impact temperatures, so it's sort of important to consider all of this when going in. So although I say it's quite simple, it's quite a big task, but it can be done, and it would be significant because it means that in such a vast area, maybe an open desert or even outside of any towns, things like tents or bases become much more valuable, because if you don't travel with one, you probably will get some form of heat stroke, which also brings me to the illnesses I expect would be in there. One is potential sunburn, and two is heat stroke itself. If you don't get some kind of dehydration or to some kind of shelter, it's very likely you'll suffer some negative effects. So just by focusing and adding this one system, it can potentially add so much more to DayZ and make this map really stand out as an individual must-have, because that's one of the things the DayZ devs are going to have to consider. We have a snow map, we get really cold, we need to warm up, we build a fire. Well, in the new map, we're probably going to get really hot. How do we cool down? Well, there are many ways to do it, one of which is definitely the shade, and given how many things you can get from this little addition, chances are they've already considered it and they probably will add it. But what's your thoughts on this? Do you think it would add or take away? Do you think it's going to come to DayZ? Let me know. And for more DayZ content, click here, or for something else, click here. And as always, until next time.